Sunday School Training, Module 6, Sin and Salvation, Understanding the Problem and the Gift. Objective. This lesson is about understanding the biggest problem we face and the greatest gift ever given. We'll look at how every human being was made in God's image, how sin entered the world through disobedience, and how reconciliation is possible only through Jesus Christ. We'll also focus on grace, not as something earned, but as a free gift. This is the foundation of the gospel, and it's what we must communicate clearly to every child. Made in God's image. Genesis 1:26 and 27 tells us that God created mankind in His image. That means we reflect something of who God is, His creativity, His justice, His love, His desire for relationship. This is true of every person, including every child we teach. Each one is created with purpose and value. We start here because it sets the stage for everything else: our identity, our dignity, and our original relationship with God. The fall and its consequences. But then came the fall. In Genesis 3, Adam and Eve disobeyed God, and through that act, sin entered the world. The consequences were immediate and severe: separation from God, a corrupted nature, and both physical and spiritual death. This is the problem we all inherit. Sin breaks things, relationships, hearts, even creation itself. Every child needs to know that sin is real, serious, and something we all need saving from. The good news of reconciliation. Here's the hope: Jesus. Romans 5:17 through 19 explains that just as one man's disobedience brought death, one man's obedience, Jesus, brings life. Jesus lived without sin, died on the cross in our place, and rose from the dead. He became the bridge between sinful humanity and a holy God. We could never fix this on our own, but Jesus did for us what we never could do. That's the good news of salvation. Teaching the gospel to kids. When explaining this to children, keep it simple and visual. One of the best ways is the bridge analogy. Imagine sin as a canyon between us and God. Jesus is the bridge that lets us cross. Or compare salvation to a gift, something we don't earn, we just receive. Help kids understand faith with a simple image, like trusting a chair to hold your weight. Salvation isn't complicated. It's trusting Jesus completely. Final thought. We must teach this message with clarity and compassion. Kids need to know why they need a Savior, but we don't lead with guilt. We lead with grace. The gospel isn't a story that shames. It's a story that saves. It's the most important truth you'll ever teach, so teach it faithfully, lovingly, and boldly. Eternity is shaped by this message. Review questions, Module 6, Sin and Salvation. 1. According to Genesis 1:26 and 27, what is true about mankind's creation? A. Humans were created from the dust with no purpose. B. Humans were made in God's image. C. Humans evolved from other animals. D. Humans are distant from God by design. 2. What caused the separation between humanity and God? A. Cultural differences. B. The construction of the Tower of Babel. C. The fall into sin through disobedience. D. Miscommunication in the garden. 3. What is the consequence of sin? A. Temporary punishment only. B. Loss of happiness. C. Both physical and spiritual death. D. Having to work harder in life. 4. Why is Jesus the only one who can reconcile us to God? A. He was chosen by the disciples. B. He was both God and man and lived a sinless life. C. He never made any mistakes. D. He wrote down God's laws for us. Five. How can we describe salvation to children in a relatable way? A. As a reward for good behavior. B. As a bridge between us and God. C. As something we earn with effort. D. As a long journey of self-discovery. Six. What should children understand about salvation? A. It is earned through being good. B. It is only available to adults. C. It is a gift received through faith in Jesus. D. It must be renewed every year. You have completed Module 6.